Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a sparkling reed heavily carbonated mango soda. So welcome back to the game, and previously we were doing some building because that's what you do in the game, and it was including the shop, the classroom, the what is technically a protective custody area, which for reasons became Gen Pop, which we're still working through. We do have the 3 more inmates to go down, and then we can change this over. But we're going to be building another cell block anyway, so, well, more on that in a moment. Either way, we managed to get some decent building done. Still a lot to do. We've got, obviously, all of this area here in the middle. You've got different rooms that don't have, well, any designation or any idea what they're going to be. Common room is half completed. Same for the solitary, although we don't need it. Canteen needs to be fleshed out, and obviously all up here as well. Either way, let's crack on with some building. Over to some grants, and I'm going to pick up the tracker pilot scheme simply for the money. We will complete it, and we'll get that done. It's just a case of getting some capital in order to build, and we're going to build over here. So there's 2 ways to do this. I can go to foundations and then more, pick whatever I want, and clicky clicky draggy get that all done. That'll be easy to do. But then we have to put in everything else, including the lighting, and yeah, that's going to be fun times. And the other one is to go to quick build, custom, and cloning, and we can already see I've got the stamp here. The stamp is off this thing, and I can then go click. Now, there's an issue with that, but I am still going to run with it for a couple of reasons. Firstly, the bonus is it's just time. It's a lot quicker to do this. Let me put in the mosaic floor there and prioritise that. That's just because we had a tunnel there. Yes, so this is obviously a lot quicker to do. It means the lighting is correct, and I have no idea what's going on there. Do I need to call HR? Is that something we need to be aware of? Okay, so Jack and Callaway, got my eye on you. Either way, yeah, we're going to be obviously building this middle bit here. So stamping it down like we've done means that it's a lot quicker to do. It means we don't have to go cycle through all of the objects and everything else and, inevitably get something wrong. The downside from this perspective is that we were going to go with different types of wall. Just for looks. It's totally an aesthetic thing. We don't need to use different types of wall, and I might not even do it. I might have this built and go, you know what? It's fine, but I did want to use something different, so things like the wall slum, wall rusty, wall derelict. But if you build it like we have done now, you can then go back through with this wall and sort of click and drag and basically rebuild the wall. And it's not as if it's going to be ridiculously expensive. A brick wall is 50 generic units of currency per square. The slum is 20. The wall rusty is very rusty. I don't know how you buy pre-rusted stuff, but yeah, that's 20 as well, same as the wall derelict. So we can then just click and drag and build the rest of it. So we might do that, we might not. It's going to be a proper game time decision for future me once we've actually got that done. I say we, it's the workers that are obviously doing all of that. So they're going to place in the foundation first, then they'll buy it. What I'll do is I'll just wait for the foundation to be built, just focusing on this one. Once it's done, we will prioritise the building of the door swervo. And oh, one escape. Now that surprises me. There. Why would it be there? I mean, it's obviously legitimate. It is a proper alert. Ah, okay. So I can't recall seeing, although my attention was focused on the building rather than over here, so maybe I've missed something. I'm sure I'll check in the edit, but yeah, I assumed if there was something it would have come directly from here, but because it's there, that indicates to me that it's there. It's been dug along and then up. And we can already see the dummy there. Okay. There's people either side. So I reckon that is... It's only 1 inmate. The alert was only 1 inmate, so it's not surprising. But I don't think there's any other connected tunnels. But... bit of a problem there. Because if we go to deployment and patrols, we do have dogs, but no dogs actually going on it. That's because of the lack of dog handlers. So I'm going to have to hire some more. So there's the tunnel. It's quite a long tunnel. Indicates we have a bit of a breach in security, really. Okay, I'll prioritise the removal of that one. Alright. How curious. Alright. So I've still got intake turned off. It does say that we've got daily cash flow positive of 1,492. That'll be based off reform and release prisoners as well, which is currently at net 4,000 positive. So that's a good sign, but it will fluctuate. Once we've got this, it's going to be a lot better. Okay. The tunnel is a bit alarming, but not overly surprising. We haven't got perimeter walls. We didn't have a lot of dog patrols around there now, so yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. It looks like the workers are too busy working on building this than removing the tunnel, even though it has been set to priority. Construct, remove tunnels queued. Urgent. It is set to urgent. So I'm not entirely sure why they haven't done that one. Okay. I think we will do the tracker pilot scheme sooner rather than later, just to get it done. We are still working on the Reform Through Education initiative, which is all good. In terms of reports and our, let's see, our reform, and what is it set to? It's 43%, so it's improved, but it's still not great. Okay. Programs-wise, we're running several programs. Foundation Education Program, which is 13 interested. That's went down since the last one, which is a shame. Pharmacological Treatment to Drug Addiction, 8 finished, 4 passed, which is actually pretty good. Alcoholics Group, 5 in the queue, but only 1 attending. Parole Hearing, got a 22% pass rate on that one. You've got Workshop Safety Induction, which that's one of the big gaps in the facility, in that we have, really, apart from I mean, yeah, you got laundry, you got the shop, you got a cleaning cupboard. That is classed as work, but we're not exporting anything. So the prisons are working, but we're not exporting anything. Looks like this is built, which is sooner than I expected. Let me run in some power cables and some water, like so. And keeping it paused for a moment, over to protective custody, and I'm changing all of this to protective custody. This is what it was originally designed for. What it'll mean is, when we unpause it, all these guys here, Eva Pratt, Skylar Platten, Ellie Lacey, etc., they'll eventually, there you go, so they get these, they got the handcuffs on, and they will be escorted to their new cell, which is going to be over here. And it means that this one we can fill back up. Let me just go to intake and to fill capacity, and that says 20, so that is all good. Okay, so they're working on this. Over to utilities and wiring connections, and we've got a couple of connections to do. So we've got some CCTV monitoring, which is that. We've got some door control systems, which is that. And while we're in here, I'm going to do a couple of things. CCTV, I'm going to put some CCTV in protective custody. Do I need it? Do I really need it? I don't need it. And there's the end of that chat. No, I don't need it in there. We've got enough guards patrolling, I believe. But I do want to have in a router. I say I do want to have. I actually don't, but I'm going to build it anyway, just for the sake of grants. We need in. This is all temporary, you understand, and I do mean temporary, not temporary permanent. Is this the right room? I believe it is. Medical box, which is going to go there. This is all the tracker pilot scheme. You can see we're getting that one, and it's all now pretty much in. This needs to be built first, and then I can start assigning belts to people, which is all good. And how are we getting on in here? Looks like the water pipe is being all installed, which is good. Money is going down. I'm not overly concerned yet. We are releasing prisoners and being reformed. That's all good. However, okay, that's apparently a tunnel there. If there's any place that you're going to detect a tunnel, it's in the kennel. So getting that far, I don't believe that is legitimate, although we have had one up here, so who knows actually. We can make lots of money quickly if we had a death row at the prison. Yes, we could build it here. I don't know if I mentioned before, but I did ask previously, do you want to build it in there? And it ranged from no to meh. That was the technical term. So I don't know. It's still really up in the air as to whether or not we have a death row. I don't even know if we've got any, to be fair. Intake, we can't see it because we haven't unlocked it, and obviously spending the money costs money, so more news at 11. Anyway, let's go over to intelligence and tracking, and You've got no... Oh, we've got a couple of misconducts in there and some flight risks, but no tracked. So I'm going to assign you and you and you. It's nothing personal. It's just you're the first 3 on the list, and that's the only 3 we need. So Kai has been assigned a tracking belt, so has Ellison, and... is it Mesrol? There we go. So let me just unassign the tracking belt now, because we're not gonna run with that. It is a good menu to obviously, check out the different types of inmates. I've not found it massively useful for the majority of prisoners. I think it's... I don't know if you would say it's... I don't know if it's niche or not. It's definitely useful for when we have legendary prisoners in a non-full legendary facility. That's when I found it the most useful, I believe. And it is fun to play with, but oh, there's some returning prisoners, which I never really like. Anyway, so we do have this, and it's all now working, which is good. And the wall, I haven't changed it. I'm going to do a bit of an experiment, and that is going to go with wall rusty, and I'm going to go like that. Now, the reason this is an experiment is I don't know if I'm going to place this wall, will it remove the windows, or will they simply swap it? They are swapping it, which means I am going to commit to redesigning it, just for the sake of aesthetics, you understand? I was looking at the money, and money seems to be fine for now, and obviously we've just received another 20 inmates, so that's going to massively help out. Again, this is only to make things a little bit different. I know in a previous episode someone did comment, said, we're making it a little bit random, and I've used the term a couple of times now, scrappy and a bit, pseudo-random at times, deliberately so, because we always overplan. And someone said, why didn't you do a totally random prison, no planning whatsoever, going back very much to the old school PA. I'm not opposed to that. I could do that. One thing I'm seeing is that there is missing a bit of flooring, which means where I cloned it from is also missing, unless I've redone it after the fact. P is so. Okay, so we have our rusty wall. Let's check the grading of this. I reckon each cell's going to be graded at, say, 1 or 2. 3, actually. It's because it's an outdoor large window. Okay, that's fine. It is low grade. We don't need to change it up massively. We can house 23 more prisoners, 11 3 shared cells, and 12 protective custody. So no one in protective custody. Let's have a quick look. Ex-law enforcement. So, Watson. Amelia Watson. Prisoner number 25165055. Actions. No. Protective custody. So, that's fine. Ex-prison guard, they're all set as well. There's a federal witness. Now, federal witnesses, I believe... prisoner is a witness in a important legal case and such be targeted by death by a gang or crime boss, which we don't have. I still can change them protective custody. It feels like we can run that one. Skilled fighter, supplier. Like I say, we've got a couple of unknowns. Deployment is set here correctly. So, these... I'm going to change to min sec, as is that. Basically, I want them forced to be in here. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's now me basically committing to have this as a full min sec facility. I guess no, that's not the case, because if I build these other ones here, it means quite quickly we can have, we can have clones, paste, and then change them over to whatever designation we want, that being probably medium. Okay, so where do we go from here? When in doubt, check your needs out. It appears that we do have a spirituality need, but it's not critical because it can't go to critical, it's just a high one. And it's mostly been met. Literature is the surprising main one. Okay, so what can we do on that front? Well, I think what we can do is redesign the common room a little bit. And I'm going to do that right now. So the wall, overgrown, is going to go right across the middle. Doors, I'm going to go double doors right there. And the library is going to go in here. Like so. Because it'll allow more work, which means more reform, which means, better facility. Library, bookshelf, and a sorting desk. That fits in very nicely like that. This is probably the biggest library we've ever made. It's almost as big as Shawshank's. Brooks would be proud. 1, 2, and a friend too. There we go. So, there's the library. So we're committed to that. That will meet, at least it should meet, the need for books. But we'll see. Over to deployment and patrols, and blue patrol, which will come down. Actually, no. Let's remove these. I've been meaning to redesign these for some time. Redesignate, it's probably the technical term. Because they keep bumping into one another, and yeah. It's better if we do it like this. And like so. And we'll say dog handlers and guards. There we are. Dog handlers not so much. Let's see. 16 dog handlers, and it says 8 are patrolling, but not there. Do I just need more dog handlers? It appears that I do. There's 20 dog handlers in. So we've got equal amounts of dog handlers and guards, which is quite surprising. There is, I believe, alcoholics group therapy. Yes, it's been taught by the psychologist. Let's put in some flooring, shall we? Wooden floor. Because why not? Tell you why not. Because it costs a lot of money. 14 grand. Okay, we are still on positive cash flow. Oh, so close. Have 10 prisoners pass the foundation education course. And it's 190%. One more inmate. It's encouraging, though. That means we can go down and do general education, which is good. Okay. I'm looking at programs, and I'm seeing what is probably the best thing we can do. Flower therapy is always useful. We don't have a garden. We could easily make one. We've got the space. I can just rip up half the yard if I really wanted to. Or put it in just a random corner. Or even in this gap here. Could do that. 3 strikes training is a classroom. Common room. 3 strikes program is led by a chief in a common room. 10 are interested. Prisoners must have the following: 3 strikes training / customer service experience. To do that, let's do the 3 strikes training. Animal therapy is a meeting room, which we don't have. Solar panel development is in a workshop, which we don't have. Same as carpentry, apprenticeship, and workshop safety induction. Can't run any of that. I don't know whether we're going to have it either. Okay. Well, I'll let that go for now. Fire safety training and first aid training. I'm going to run... It doesn't feel like I need to run either. So, maybe we won't. Okay. Raise prisoner capacity to 100. That's easy enough done. We have, I think, enough guards for the job in hand. Let me just double check informants here. I'm going to pause it. Foodie, green thumb, extremely quick, skilled fighter, extremely quick, supplier, and extremely deadly. So they're all okay, like, you know, for their traits. Basically, I don't need more protective custody is the main thing here. How many parents do we have? Not actually seeing any. Okay. Quick build, custom, cloning. Do some more rust, shall we? I'm going to put it over here, though, just because I want the one there to be different walls, and yeah, it'll be fine. I will, however, put some flooring in first. Specifically, the stone. Like that. Then prioritise it, because they're going to be walking on it. Someone made a mistake. Did you spot it? Okay, so I've put in the bookcase because I thought it was highlighted, and it probably was, but it's not what the game's actually wanting. Okay. Let me just get a bit of a dumping session. I could dismantle and then sell, but that's more actions to undertake. Prioritise all of that. And actually type in library, bookshelf. Yeah. I mean, mechanically, a shelf's a shelf, right? But according to the game, not so much. And I've definitely told them to... I thought I told them to dump that one. There you go. Prioritise that. Workers come along and sort that out. Yeah, bookcase. I'm going to type in library and do that. Then prioritise it. I don't even know if the stuff's arrived just yet, truth be told, because it's probably still in the bus because of this one. No, it's getting built. That's all good. There's all your unsorted books, so they have to go through it on the sorting desk and then put it on here, and then obviously send it out. So I'm just going to go with prison labour. Max jobs is 10. I don't think it'll change based on adding this. I think it's just the room size, you understand. So there we go there. Okay. Well, what is a bit concerning is the funds, and again, the lack of it. 9,000 to build all of this. We've already bought the foundation, so that's good. That's a big outlay, but that's you know, all right. The rest of it, bit of a teeth dryer, that one. Okay, we can get a loan, so I'm not concerned on that one. Almost certainly will have to get a loan. Early release prisoner reward, that's good. We have a lot of spare room to intake more prisoners. It's talking about the family cells and this one, and what's happening here? So the 3 strikes training is being held in the protective custody common room. Now I do have, I believe, logistics micromanagement unlocked. Yes, I do. So we could alter that. It's in the programs and edit schedule. Yeah, look at that. Okay. That's a future me problem for next episode. Yeah, I'll probably just cancel the program and go from there. No, that's a lazy way of doing it. We shouldn't do that. We do have options for more grants. A lot of it we've said that we're not going to take out. So eco-friendly, green machine, all of that. Bakery, restaurant, no money, increase a bank loan. There we go. So we've spent a lot of money there, but that's all to build this. So the trucks are definitely on their way. There we can see. So I think with that, we will leave it there for this episode. Yeah, let me just change that in a sec. Overall, fairly happy, apart from, again, the money. Mentioned it before, but I think it might just be my over-reliance on green energy and forestry for the last couple of series, and it's easy to get complacent. This is a medium map as well, so we obviously have a bigger surface area. And we're also getting minimum security prisoners, which means you don't get as much for the intake and for the the upkeep of them. You get more for, you know, medium max, super max, etc. It's one of the reasons why I'm tempted with an area here for death row. Although someone did point out, and I think they might be correct on this one, that we could easily split this in two, right across the middle probably, build an execution room here, have a back entrance, or no, not even a back entrance, just have like 4 cells here, and then add in a execution room and have protective custody / death row, because I'm never going to need this size. I mean, we can see from the informants that we have some traits, but none of them have a great note. Ex-law enforcement, ex-prison guard, and federal witness. I think I might do that. And then we've got this huge area to... Let's game it out just for a second. If I was to split this in half I could have 4 cells for death row and an execution room in the middle. That's all fine. That would still come through the middle. That works out. There's a grand completion permit. That'll be cell block C. Yes, indeed. Decreasing the bank loan to nothing then, to help us out. Going to pick up cell block D, which we almost certainly will never do. Because that is how many inmates? 200. No. Yeah, if I was to split this up in the middle, we could get death row in there. If I was to do death row, this is all hypothetical. Then we have this area for something. I will probably go with flower therapy. And I'm not going to do farming. I'm ruling that one out. But I could do bakery, I could do restaurant, could do workshop. We've still got all this over here. Everything is obviously possible. That's a tough job. Cleaning in the dark. Sorry, Danielle. No, you've got a bit of a tough job there. Okay. Anyway, that's been a bit of Prison Architect. We're leaving it there for now. Next episode, we will continue on with the building. We've still got all this to do with the wiring, electrical connections, etc. Let's see how we get on, and as always, hope you have enjoyed it. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching, take care, and generic partings.